Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone is doing well. So today I was kind of not looking forward to making this video, but I saw some stuff in like my feed. I was just watching like other people's stuff, and this one of these videos came up. So first, I guess like Poverty Panda needs some cash money, but I'll explain that in a second. But then like I noticed like there's a lot more negativity in high yield land. So I guess like the first thing is that this is kind of heartbreaking because honorable investing, like I've watched some of his stuff before, and I'm kind of wondering what happened because he seems like a nice kid. His channel's been up for like around I guess like 7 months or so, and generally he's been like a pretty like positive voice in like the high yield space. And it seems like he got in early, but then when I saw like this video, like I was like, what the heck happened? And I watched it and I just the analysis didn't make sense. So first we have like, ETF Barbie, and I guess maybe that's part of like the maybe the start of like the negativity trend. And then now I guess we have to worry about ETF Kens now too. Now, first I don't hate this person. In fact, I'm actually trying to maybe help persuade him to maybe just like take a deep breath, like maybe just having a bad day or like maybe like a bad series of days in your portfolio. Because I watched the video and I'm just trying to figure out like, well, like what basically he was reading through like the perspectives and he's saying like, well, it's a capped upside and there's a chance of like, you know, unlimited losses and everything's gonna go to zero. And I think that was like a little too ridiculous, even for like a YouTube video. Now I think that like in just my opinion, like some YieldMax ETFs are going through a rough patch, but going all the way to zero is that's really stretching it. Again, like I think this person I didn't watch all of his videos, but he seemed generally like kind of positive. And I guess like maybe lately he's kind of went through like a rough spell. And I just wanted to say to this person like please think about your subscribers. Like there's already enough negativity out there in general, and now like this isn't gonna help. And like some of your subscribers might be kind of nervous or like not feeling good, and like now it's kind of compounding on top of it. And I just want to say, like, your channel's been, it seems like it's been pretty, growing pretty well. I think it's almost up to like 4,000. So, like, please don't throw away like all the progress that was made. And I just want to say, like, even to like non-subscribers to my channel, like, this is just kind of like a general welfare check. Like, are you guys okay? Like, you can kind of sound off of my comments too, because I think like sometimes people forget like when you're a YouTuber, like sometimes like the voice and like the ideas like that still carries some weight, even though I think like people should think for themselves. Like unfortunately like whatever we say, there's going to be like some consequences for better or for worse. So I think we have to kind of like take it into account. With great power comes the rest. And I just want to kind of say this as a cautionary tale. I think sometimes like our emotions get the better of us, and it just kind of reminds me of like my time on working on Wall Street. Like I remember like a bunch of us like we were kind of hanging around like the trading floor because everybody was waiting for like their year-end bonuses. And there was like one guy, I guess he must have snapped or something. Like I to this day I still don't know exactly what happened. But this is like back in the day when like we got like paper checks, and this guy got so mad that he when he got it, he ripped it open and like he just threw it on the floor and just like walked out. And like people like kind of like scratching like their heads like what happened. And like he got like apparently he got like 300K bonus, which I thought was like pretty amazing. But supposedly like he was expecting like a lot more. And I thought that was like to this day like it's probably like one of the most like bizarre things that I've ever heard of. Like you should at least like cash your check before you quit. And I don't know. I hope this person doesn't like kind of you know does the wrong thing and like starts bashing like YieldMax and whatever, and like do like a rage quit. Like I hope that doesn't happen. But I guess like everybody has to make their own decisions. So if you're like a subscriber and to other people's channels and you feel abandoned or left out in the cold, Uncle Panda will help make you feel cozy. I'm gonna use this as a opportunistic like chance to poach some people. So if you want to diversify your yield max analysis, like I still plan to be here for a while. And just in general, like just like not to this person, I think just like the overall sentiment seems like pretty bad out there. And I think unfortunately sometimes like we get carried away and like you know we we keep blabbing about like our positions, and I think sometimes like our kind of egos get caught up in this, and sometimes that cause like overcrowding on certain names. But I think like just in general, like just try not to be so like overly sensational, and like just keep my ETF out of your bleeping mouth. Like sometimes like I don't know. I guess like sometimes as YouTubers like we kind of like we kind of want to overreach for like views and clicks and all that kind of stuff, and we forget that there's other people that are watching this and like they take our opinions into account in their own decision making, even though they shouldn't. But unfortunately, that's just like the way things are. And then like just in general, some high yield quote unquote truth. Alpha is scarce. There's a lot of high yield homies that are hungry, and everybody wants like a piece of like the highest yield that they can get. And unfortunately, this probably won't be contained, within like defiance of yield max. Like some of the same problems, I have a bad feeling that some of this might spill over into like the other companies, like for example, Curve Invest and like Rex Shares, because I'm seeing like the other like TSLP and FEPI getting like thrown around now, and I'm like kind of that's not gonna save us like forever. I think people just have to take a step back, like just consider like looking at the net asset value first and saying, well, is it a good deal for myself? And how much do I want to spend on this? And just kind of go from there. Because I think like we have met the enemy, and unfortunately, I think it's us, as a whole. But and here's like another cautionary tale. I hate to be such a like Debbie Downer too, but the SEC is watching these videos whether you know it or not. So I will be just in general, just like be careful with being too like salesy or too like dumpy. Because like there's been cases in the past like with some of the old like crypto YouTubers, even though they were kind of on the smaller side. Like if you know you don't want to get like in trouble just because like you're a little bit too eager to pump and dump like certain investments. Like I try to keep myself like very balanced and saying, well, YieldMax is not perfect, but I try to look at like some of the good stuff that they're doing, and then when they have like some stuff that I don't like, I like to call that out too. So I guess just try to keep things more like data driven rather than like I know like some people's like portfolios aren't performing as well as they hoped, but things aren't that bad. Like I mean, what are you guys gonna do when there's like a real correction or like something greater than 10%? Like what are you guys gonna do then? Like so anyway, I guess that's just my spiel for the day. I like again, I didn't want this to be like that negative either. I don't want to add to like the fire, but I just want to say like this channel still isn't monetized, so I'm not I'm not trying to like sell anything, but I do want to kind of pander because I am kind of interested to see like how well this channel will perform over time, like with actual analysis rather than like bad feelings or whatever. And right now like working for free sucks. And so right now I'm kind of doing some experimentation. Like I'm kind of throwing a bunch of panda poop on the wall and seeing what sticks. So I was debating whether to share more like option statistics. So this is kind of like what I had in my mind. So uh, like over the coming like few days, in addition to like the normal monthly analysis that I like to do, like I'll maybe like kind of sneak in some of the like option stats on like some of the yield max trades. So let me know if this is something that would be of interest. But I do want to warn you guys, like this is very manual process because I'm basically copying a bunch of like ticker symbols from like the website into like the Thinkorswim platform. And right now like pandas don't like working for free. I don't like all this work without like some type of rewards. Just want to let you know. So this is not like set in stone or anything. This is just something I kind of want to throw out there first to test it to see if there's any interest. So I just want to say like I'm not perfect either. Like I think sometimes I get kind of caught up too, but I try not to be like so like salesy or like clickbaity or whatnot. I just want to bring some perspective and like maturity. Sometimes, like sometimes I like to joke around and do funny stuff too. Um, I try not to hit and quit it either, because I know like it's kind of annoying when you see like the net asset value like do all these fluctuations in addition to like the normal like trades that YieldMax or Defiance does, and it's really annoying. And I just wanted to say, just like in general, like for like the Zoomers and the younger millennials, I think don't give up so much hope. I know like things might go uh, go not as expected, but you guys have a lot of like good things to look forward to too. Like it's not like YieldMax and Defiance have like stopped putting out like new ETFs. Like don't forget there's going to be like well hopefully the SEC approves like some of the other ETFs that are like kind of like stuck in the pipeline. So yeah, I think there's still some good things to come. You just don't know it yet. Of course, like there's still risk. Like I think like the expense ratio is still pretty high, like just based on the performance so far. And of course, like we don't have any control over the option strike selection. But I think like when I start showing like more of like the analysis around the actual like kind of like the more of the option stat kind of stuff, I think you'll see why. Of course, we all know like right now like implied volatility isn't like the greatest either. So we're all losing a little bit of money collectively. And of course, we know as well like Tesla like things are unfortunately getting cheaper, and the yields won't be consistent month to month because of this. And for most of these, we can't borrow against them. Although like Tesla, the last time I checked, like you still could. Unfortunately, too, like I'm having issues with this too. Like catching fallen knives can lead to bloody hands. But I plan to stick with this a little bit longer. I'm not so like I mean I'm annoyed, but I'm not like concerned like oh no everything is gonna collapse and blah blah blah. So anyway, hopefully this wasn't too ranty. I just want to kind of keep things in perspective. I think things might be blown out of proportion. I think just because it's not fun being down in your positions, but it shouldn't be that bad. So anyway, please consider giving us a like. I appreciate all subscribers. So thank you very much. Hope people make some good money this year, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye now.